What's going on, you guys? My name is Perks and I'm one of the judges for the Solace COTC that Solace will be hosting, featuring 8 different teams. This video is basically a rundown on the rules for trick shotting, sniping, editing, and the way we are going to be scoring this as well. So basically there's going to be 4 judges that are going to be scoring everyone's responses based off of these certain rules that we're going to be setting. Now, we're not going to set any standards here, but we are going to be laying out a couple different rules that if you break any rules, we will either disqualify you or deduct points. So yeah, boys, let's go ahead and get right into the video, and we're going to start off with the trick shotting rules, and yeah. Alright, boys, so starting off with the trick shotting, the first rule we're going to have is no EB or scripts. Now, we don't want to see any EB or scripts at all in this. If we do see any of that, we are going to deduct points. If we see multiple clips, we might have to disqualify your team. Now, the reason why we're not going to be allowing EB or scripts is because we want your response to be as legit as possible. We're also going to try to score it fair because we are allowing dark side, clients, as well as console clips. So yeah, that's why we're not going to be allowing EB. We kind of want to see legit, but we also want to see complex, clean, and creative shots as well. That's one of our rules, but also suggestions. It's not more of like a strict rule. All 4 of the judges would like to see clean, complex, and creative clips over messy and simple clips. Or response, not just clips. Yeah, boys, so we call those the 3 C's, clean, complex, and creative. We would like to see them over messy and simple. Alright, boys, we're also going to be allowing any game for this. You can use any client as well as any game to hit your shots on. It's completely up to you guys. Standards will be completely up to you guys. We're not going to be setting standards for this, but if you guys have a shot that you guys, don't like, you don't have to throw it in. We're not going to be setting any standards. If you see a shot you really like, then throw it in. It's completely up to you guys. Console and setup shots will be graded higher than any other clip. The reason is because console and setup is the hardest to hit right now compared to clients as well as dark side. So yeah, boys, that's why we're going to be scoring that higher than any other clip. Console FFA will be graded higher than PC 18-man lobbies. We would much rather want to see console FFA than 18-man lobbies on PC. If most of your roster is PC 18-man lobbies, don't worry, your points will add up and you'll still have a shot at winning. Setup shots are allowed, but they're going to be graded a little bit harsher for this one. Dark side is allowed as well, but no scripts or EB. We are trying to make this as fair as possible for everyone. So yeah, boys, those are most of the rules for the trick shotting. If you do play clients, don't worry, because a lot of the clips will be graded a little bit below console clips, but that won't be an issue because your points will add up based off of how complex and creative your clip is. So now we're going to move on to the snipers. So for the snipers, the first rule we're going to have is no 18-man lobbies. We're only going to be allowing 6v6 lobbies. If we do see you have 18-man lobbies, it won't be that much of a problem. We'll probably just deduct points. So we are going to be allowing any game for the snipers. You guys can go ahead and snipe on any game you want. You can also add any type of clip you want that's sniping, based off if you think that clip's going to get you more points. Because the standards are going to be completely up to you guys, so don't worry about any standards. We're not going to be setting any standards for this one. So yeah, boys, that's it for the sniping. Those are the only rules. Alright, so this is the part of the video you guys have probably been waiting for this whole time, especially for the trick shotters and snipers that are watching this. We're going to go ahead and set a certain clan tag that you have to use. It's going to be 2 letters. So yeah, without further ado, the round 1 Solace COTC clan tag will be S1. Now, we want to see S1 in every single shot that you hit. If you don't have S1 in one of the clips, we will deduct points from that clip. That clip will probably have 0 points based off just because you don't have S1 in the clan tag. So yeah, boys, hope that won't be an issue for anyone. Just remember to put S1 in the clan tag if you're going for shots for the COTC. Yeah, boys, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Thunders. He's going to be going over the editing, scoring, and he's going to be mentioning things that might be important to you guys, but who knows. Alright, so here's the 3 things that I want that would probably get you guys more points. The first one is complexity. I really want to see how complex your clips are. I want to see how creative you can get with your clips as well. That'll be my number 2. Complex and creativity. I want to see your clips be creative and complex. The edit doesn't really matter to me. It's mostly I'm mostly gonna be judging this based off clips. So yeah, boys. I also want to see some really good sniping clips. I don't want to see no quad feeds, but you can add them, but I might not score yours the same as other judges. So yeah, the first one's gonna be complexity, second is gonna be creativity, and the third one's gonna be high standards for your sniping clips. Alright, boys. So that's gonna be my 3, and yeah, I'll pass it on to someone else.
What's up, everybody? My name's Thunders, and today I'm here to explain the editing and the scoring from the newest Solace COTC of 2021. Let's get right into it. Alright, everybody, we're going to start with the editing section right now, and the first rule of many is going to be no masking the feed. Now, we want this to be as clear as possible. We want to see who's hitting the clip. We want to see what is actually hit, unless you want it to be scored less, of course. So, if you don't mask the feed, we'll be able to judge these clips way more easier, and we'll be able to probably give your team the win. So, it's just a recommendation. Remember, you want to be creative with these edits. That's really important, especially to me. You'll talk to everybody else in the team, but me especially will tell you that editing is crucial. If I'm watching a boring edit, it instantly drags down the quality of the clips and what I want to see. I would much rather see a little bit better of an edit than the exact same clips and a worse edit. So obviously editing is important, especially in those tight, close matchups. Editing is going to be one of the most important things. So be more creative with it, keep it clean, and you'll probably get the job done. The same that I said with the feed also applies with the clips itself. If the edit is over edited and I can't see what is hit, or there's little quick jump cuts and stuff, I'm sorry, but unfortunately we'll have to dock you points. You won't get the full points for clips if you do that. So, being more clean with it is very crucial. Also, don't forget to use the provided Solace intro for the prospective round. This is just so we can know which round we're watching, and it shows everybody what COTC this is. We want everyone to know that this is Solace's funded COTC. Also, sorry about all the background noise if you hear it. I'm currently in my college dorm. I have a nice camera on a tripod right now set up for you, so I hope everything, looks pretty good. Alright, we're going to move on to the scoring section of all this, because this is the most important and confusing part of it all. Alright, so how this is going to work is that there'll be 3 categories to judge from. 1 will be clips, and this will be the most points. This will be up to 15 points. 2, the edit. The edit is a little bit less, it's only 5 points. Again, still important. Points matter. Number 3, variety. Now this one always flies under the radar for most COTCs, but in this one, we really want to keep it in, and we really want to let you guys know that variety is important. Now I'm talking about if we see a bunch of clips on the same map, same game, and it just seems to be very plain and simple, we're going to have to give you a little bit less points for that. Now if I see multi-COD, if I see clips, if I see from sniping to trick shot, we're going to give you more points. It's just simple as that. The more enticing that this whole video is, the better that you're going to be scored. It's as simple as that. So, if you understood this properly, it would be 15 points for clips, 5 for the edit, and 5 for variety. This would add up to 25 points. Now, in the solo COTC that we're hosting, we have 4 judges. We have myself, Perks, Bangs, and Brendan. 4 people. All of us will be giving it out of 25 points. We all have entirely separate pointing and grading. So, in total, this will add up to 100 points. It's out of 100 points total. Each judge has, 25 points to grade it off of. And once this happens, we'll put the point systems for each team and their video up against each other. Most points win. Okay? It's as simple as that. Most points out of 100 win. In addition to these 100 points, there are also beneficial extra bonus points. Now, let me explain. Especially for this round, the one that we are currently starting today as we speak, you will have to edit, if you want, under an indie style, an indie edit style. Okay, so let me explain how this works. You're going to be able to get up to 3 points in bonus points, 1 minimum. So, if you do an indie edit, you know, you have a song, but everything is perfect. There's an indie edit, it's completely indie. You'll get 3 points, most likely, from each judge. I'll explain further. If you have an indie song and a few indie elements to the edit, okay, we'll give you 2 bonus points. And if you have an indie song, but you don't have much of the edit really indie, then we'll give you 1 bonus point. So even going by the indie song, just a little bit, will give you that extra bonus point. And I'm sure you've known in the past, extra points matter a lot. But how this will entirely work is that each judge will give an extra point, 2 or 3, separately, once again, separate grading, for bonus points if you do the indie style edit. Okay? Now, then we'll take up the average of everybody. If everyone were to give a 3, if you went all out on the indie style for round 1, everyone gives a 3, just an example, that'll add up to 12 points. Divide by 4 for the 4 judges, and you'll have an average of 3. Now we'll do an average for every round, every video, if you do the indie style that we provided. And it'll also change according to every round. But for this one, it's indie edit. Okay? So, this you know, there's a lot of points in the line. You know, you could beat another team just based off bonus points. So that's why it's important that we recommend and encourage you use the indie style theme. You don't have to though. It's up to you. But most of all, that'll be pretty much it for me. Alright guys, so let's just talk about the third and final thing that I'll be here for, and that's just random mentions. We just want to clear things up for everybody so we know that everyone's doing the right thing and keeping under strict regulations, but also having fun. So let's make this clear. We are not setting clip standards, okay? Just know that. That's entirely up to you and then for us to judge. This tournament is both trickshotting and sniping, but you don't have to do both, and you don't have to do one or the other. It's entirely up to you. Also, Modern Warfare 2019 will be graded harder than others for sniping, just because it is easier to get clips on those games. The feed, you know, fades a lot slower than the other games in the Call of Duty franchise. So, we will be grading that a little bit harder, just so you know. Won't be that much though. Especially for me, it matters how creative the edit, it matters how creative the clip, and it matters how creative everything is when it comes to these responses. Remember, the 3 C's are important: complexity, creativity, and cleanliness. Finally, if you must know, there's $150 on the line. I'm sure you already know that. So make sure you're following all the rules properly. If you want to move to the next round and you want to get to the finale, make sure you follow the rules. So good luck. There's not really much else I can say. Good luck on your responses, good luck on the clips. I really hope all goes well for your team. Maybe your team will be getting $150 soon. We'll see about that. But overall, good luck. The top 3 most important things to me are creativity in your edit. I love creative edits. I love watching something that's super clean and simple when it comes to the edit, of course. That just, I don't know, that blows me away how creative some people can be in an edit. So, depending on how good your edit is, you'll probably get a little bit more points from me. You'll probably get that entire 5 points on the edit section. The second would be, I'm a big fan of trickshotting, and especially on new gen games. Just saying, if you want to, you know, appeal to my standards, stick with new gen. Finally, having a simple theme to it is always nice. Now I know we've provided a bonus theme, you don't have to go for it. But if you do go by a different theme and decide to go that way, just know, I have my eyes on that, and you will get more points from me than other people if you go with a certain theme. Alright everybody, now it's time to get these matchups set.
we have the wheel ready with all 8 teams, which are Prevail, Orion, 10M, WSP, Rare, Abyss, Agile, and Mara. So, without further ado, let's get these set. Our first team off the wheel will be the Rare ones. Really strong team right off the wheel first, so let's see who their matchup is. Their matchup will be against Mara Sanctum. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. Either team could come on top here. I can see this going really, really well. But I'm going to pass it over to Perks, and he's going to do the next matchup.
With only 6 teams remaining, let's see who's going to be the first team on the second matchup. Agile. Now, Agile is a pretty good team. Let's see who they're going to be going up against. Agile versus Prosper. Now, this is going to be a pretty good one. I'll pass it right back over to Thunders.
Our third matchup of the day. We'll start off with only 4 teams here. 10M. 10M has a chance to go pretty far this year in the COTC, so they will be going up against Abyss. So this is a good matchup, honestly. These were 2 teams that are very similar, do pretty much the same things, and that also sets us up for our final matchup, Orion versus Prevail. I'd say these are pretty fair teams, wouldn't you say, Perks?
I'd say.
Alright, everybody. So, there you have it. We have all 4 matchups set. Here's the bracket on screen now. As you can see, a lot of good teams, a lot of strong competitors, chances for teams to go far, and of course, get the $150 prize.